And good evening, everyone, and welcome out to Walk-Ons for another edition of the Thomas Bachman Show here on a beautiful Thursday night. My goodness, Coach, it is, as we look out over the patio area here at Walk-Ons, hang on, we'll let him get adjusted from that
yeah, no doubt.
lemon
I was
shrimp
eating.
Goodness gracious, yeah. So
Make sure there's no evidence.
No, it's on the tape that we were rolling earlier. But, this year we've been able to get outside much more. I love what they've done with the area outside here, covering it, having the lights going on there, the tables. And you liked the park benches last year, but I didn't know how nice this was not having them on here. But just another great evening here at Walk-Ons.
It's been a lot of fun through the years, and this is certainly an improvement. It just keeps getting better. No, this is very enjoyable out here, especially when it fills up, and I'm sure it'll start to fill up like it always does, and people get to enjoying each other's company. That's what it's all about.
Take a look ahead at tonight's show. Of course, we'll look back over that district opening loss to Ruston, and of course the trip ahead in Week 7 to Ouachita Parish. First time we've been on the road in 4 weeks now, I guess. So that homestand is over with.
Cincinnati Central, yeah.
Yep, and we'll make that was a Thursday night, I believe.
Correct.
Yeah, so we'll make 2 trips up to the northeast portion of the state over the next 3 weeks. The trip here and sandwich in a trip Pineville. The Rebels will come home to Alexandria and then back up northeast to West Monroe before we finish up the regular season hosting West Ouachita in a season finale, a game that normally is on Thursday nights, but this one, this year, the only one we've had was the one in Natchitoches Central earlier on. So get into that. Tell us a little bit about who's coming on tonight, who we'll see.
Young man Joe Bordelon, who has been on before, came on, I guess, about mid-season last year, I believe.
Right.
And, of course, anybody that's been around our program certainly knows who he is. And Datlin Cunningham, another young man that if you follow us closely, you've heard his name a lot. So be fun to get them on. I see Eric Jones walking in, Gary Matthews coming in, a couple of the boys coming in. I'm for having as many of them on as you want to talk to.
Look, and we love doing that and getting just a glimpse into the lives of these young men, because there are such special young guys that come up here and make up this Trojan program year in and year out. But it'll be exciting to talk to all of them. We'll get to talk to Joe Datlin, and first year really that we've called his name, but we have made up for it as he is in another long line of running backs. Of course, we talked a couple of weeks ago to JT, who compliments Datlin in the backfield, and just an exciting time back there. So
we've had some great ones.
Oh, there's been a long line. You start going back over the running backs that were there,
and
the receivers
prior to
that
us, I know there have been some great ones. Just in our 8 years, wow. But in our 8 years, there's been some special
is it 8 years
individuals.
Already?
This is season number 8.
Goodness gracious,
2015 was when it all started for us at
So we've been covering it for 7 years, I know, because week 1 of it, or year 1, weren't here, and then started in studio, made our way out to Walk-Ons, and man, they can't get us out of here now.
It's been great.
I come out here and set up my stuff sometimes, and Ricky will walk down here. It's like, Doug, it's not Thursday.
Whoops. No, it's not.
And we're ready. We're ready to go. Now, we love it during football season and coming out, but the weather has really responded well to us. So exciting about that. Friday night, the weather was great for us as well, Coach. But a slow start. Kind of had an opportunity to get back in. But Ruston was, you hate to use the words as advertised, they were a very solid ball club, very fast, very big. But you guys, like a heavyweight fight, went toe-to-toe with them.
We did. It slipped away there late third, early fourth. Just, they got a comfortable lead there when we weren't able to capitalize on a couple of things that we really created for ourselves. Kids did a great job in special teams. We stole some possessions. But, yeah, in the end, we came up a little bit short. You look at the scoreboard and, that tells the story of the game, even though it doesn't tell the full story. I mean, I went back and Joe and I actually were talking at practice. I went back and mid-afternoon watched a little, even, you put it away on the weekend. I wanted to go back and watch it again, and, really proud of the effort. I do think we're battling. It's a couple of crucial plays here situationally that you make them and it turns, and credit to them. Good football teams make those plays, so you got to give credit to them, their players, their coaches, and the job that they did, because they certainly made the plays at the crucial times. So you just tip your hat to them. But, again, going to continue to improve, and just feel like this stuff is going to serve us the longer we play as we get ready to get in another one tomorrow night. It's going to be more of the same against these Ouachita Lions, but.
You turn around and every week you look at that. And this season, Coach, it's been that way. And we talked about it, Jamboree.
It's been
week.
fun, though, hasn't it?
Indeed. I mean, you're calling football that is
competitive.
Is what you want to see.
Any play could be the play that swings it. It's not, one where it's like, all right, this is doesn't matter. We're going to grab control of it eventually. It's like, no, there's something on the line every time the ball gets snapped. Every time you put it into play, there's it could be a play that determines the outcome. So that makes it a lot of fun for us as coaches. I know that the kids have really enjoyed being in those environments, and we can run back through and recap. I'm sure a lot of the listeners watched it and
right.
know what we're talking about, but run through it. It'd have been nice to have taken that opening drive once we stole that possession, recovering the onside kick. Just the boys, it was beautiful. Executed it perfectly, stole that possession, and that just would have gone a long way in getting some momentum.
Right.
You get the momentum there on the opening kickoff by recovering it, go stick it in the end zone, and now they're chasing you versus the other way around.
And Coach Ball was expecting it too, and it had to be killing him. It's like getting caught off on the hidden ball trick in baseball. He knows it's coming because the two of you match up so well together. You've had a lot of battles throughout the years, and I know you're great friends. Have you talked since the game?
Well, I mean, not since the game, just talked after in the handshake line. Of course, we won't see him again, regardless of what happens because
right.
of the playoff pairings, and just, got a lot of respect for the job that they do and the team that they have and always have through the years. And so hadn't, really talked a whole lot since then, but certainly pulling for them and anxious to see, what they can turn it into, over the course of the entire year.
And they're one of the stronger teams. And we watch a lot of film and a lot of different games. East Ascension was big.
Complete.
But that's correct.
Complete.
That's one thing that we see.
Very good and very, very complimentary football as far as, the style of play, offense, defense. They're really good and really solid in special teams, aggressive, just not a whole lot of weaknesses. That's a sign of a couple of things. One, a really quality coach football team that has the personnel
right.
to go along with the coaching and the scheme. So, no, hats off to them. Still don't like losing. It's still not okay to lose.
No,
but you
not,
do have to give them credit.
That's right. And if you could go in there, and it's a football team that you say, you know what, okay, this is a team that went out and got us on there, and you're not slipping up against teams that you should go out and beat. And I know you don't like to look at anything about a should
we wanna,
comparison.
As you and I were talking before, I was doing a little looking this week and just trying to look over the last 5 years. I mean, we're 35-15 over the last 4.5, this being the 5th season. We're 35-15, and 10 of those 15 losses have come to, these 3 schools in our district that are really good, that are traditional 2-5A powers. West Monroe, Ruston, and of course our opponent tomorrow night, Ouachita. Been fortunate enough that where we've beat them all through the years, but we've got to, there's obviously still room for growth where you can consistently get some checks in that win column.
And the Lions bring in a lot of talented players. Of course, their running back is one of the top in the state. We'll talk about that probably in about halfway through tonight's show. We're going to go ahead and take our first break when we come back, because there's a lot of players in here, a couple of coaches. We want to get an opportunity to talk to a lot of these guys. We'll let you finish your chicken. What is that called that you had? The
lemon butter chicken. It's good.
Even Coach OJ looked at that and he said that might be what he goes with. So,
I had to get it before Eric got here. I didn't want him to go back. I don't think I've yelled at him a whole lot this week. I didn't want him to go in the kitchen and mess with my food.
Well, I will. I'll ask them about that. I'll see, because sometimes that's not as represented as it should be. We'll check that out. We're just getting going tonight. I guess it's the first quarter of this one. A long way to go tonight. It is less than 23 hours until kickoff, as Coach likes to say. And, Coach, that trip, getting back on the road, getting up there, it's a good time to get on the road. We'll talk about that. We're going to talk to some of the players when we come back. And, of course, we will talk about the game versus the Ouachita Lions. Both teams sit at 3-3. They've got some impressive wins on there. Going to be another one of those battles, and we're excited to bring you that one here. Pre-game will start at 6:30. Of course, kickoff at 7. Don't go anywhere. You are watching live the Thomas Bachman Show, brought to you by Sadler's Towing. We are live from Walk-Ons right here on 446 Sports.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk-On.
Walk-Ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
The 2022 Time Dealer of the Year, Bob Giles, is now the new Hyundai dealer in Senla. Bob earned the industry's most prestigious award out of 16,000 new car dealers nationwide.
Hi, I'm Bob Giles, and I promise our team at the all-new Giles Hyundai will do everything possible to live up to the high standards that earned us this most prestigious honor. And with the utmost enthusiasm, we greatly look forward to serving you.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family. For all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, Apparel and Promotions in Pineville.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Senla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone, day or night, wherever you are or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
And we are back live to Walk-Ons, another Thursday night edition of the Thomas Bachman Show. Just a heads up, the next couple of weeks, we do have date changes. We'll talk about that a little bit. We won't be on our regular Thursday nights looks like will be on Tuesday nights the next couple of weeks. So trying to shake things up as we head down the stretch on that. Coach is giving me that eye. Do y'all get that eye from Coach a lot?
Every day.
Every day. What aggravates him the most, Joe?
Ooh.
Just pretend he can't hear you over there.
Dropping footballs.
Dropping footballs? There you go. You don't do that much, so.
Nah.
You try not to do that, too. You know, one of the jokes that were made off there is because on the camera, got to be a little bit too close, and it's like y'all were sitting further apart. He fusses at y'all for getting too close?
Yeah, usually, Cunningham has a little relationship. We in the backfield, running back, quarterback duo, and
right.
we get it a lot in practice. Coach B will make his little comments, thinking that we're in a little bromance together. He don't stand too close to him. You look like you're in love. You can touch him from where you're at, scoot out, and he loves to get on to us about it.
When you guys play with that type of chemistry, too, you can see it out there. Datlin, you're having just a tremendous year, 855 yards, I think, on the ground is what I saw a little bit earlier. And it seems like the yards that you gain after that initial contact is what impresses me the most. There's times that you look like you're stopped right at the line of scrimmage or by that linebacker core that you get through. But your legs don't ever stop churning. What drives you like that?
Obviously, get to the end zone.
Right.
I work on a lot of my balance during the off season, and it's paying off now.
How much difference has it made because the first couple of games you were in the backfield a lot by yourself, added JT back there too, and it seems like it's given defenses something else certainly that they've got to prepare for.
Yes, sir. I bring the power, and JT's fast, so he's going to beat him off the edge every time. You never know who's going to get the ball, so.
He does, yeah, he does that. And, Joe, we've talked about a lot of things. Just the receiving core that you have this year is just as solid as any. It's got to be fun throwing the football around when you got guys like that as soon as they catch it can house it.
Oh, it's amazing. I get to go out every day and mess with him. Eric's sitting over there. I mess with Eric every day, talking to him. Guys like Jalen, Mingo, EJ, Darius, he's been with us for a long time. He had got a little injury right now, but being able to go out there with them guys and just play the game of football with dudes who are got talent and are athletes makes it fun.
It is, and and that's why a loss like last week, you put that behind you. It's a loss, whether it's a 1-point loss, whatever it ended up. You guys get out there. You're in arguably one of the toughest districts that is in there. The pre-district schedule that you've had is getting you prepared. This is that second season, formulating everything there, getting into the playoffs and making another run at it. The amount of talent that you have on offense, it's got to be fun.
Oh, it's amazing. That's one of the things we came in prepared for this year. We knew that before district started, we we're going to have one of the harder schedules that we had in the years past. And we came out. We know that we had to get going from the beginning. There wasn't going to be any walkthrough games. We knew that games were going to be tough. They were going to be tight, and you have to win the games like that to prepare yourself for district and even going on to the playoffs.
What do you think some of the growth has been from last year as your first year as starter into this year?
I would just say confidence, honestly. First year, last year, you got to sit behind Judd and kind of learn things and figure it out. But being my first year, you always have the nerves. You always have the worries about what you have to do, how it's going to be, the teams you play. It's always the first thing for everything. And this year, going back, getting more experience with myself, getting better at the game and learning more, just made it simpler for me to be able to go out and play.
Well, you can tell that confidence level is there. It doesn't look like the footwork is a little bit better this year. You don't move around in the pocket as much when you're throwing the ball. The rollout has been great, but when you're dropping back, you don't see as much of the movement on there. So you can tell right away that confidence level is there.
Yes, sir. That's one of the big things we worked on. You got to be able to move yourself around in the pocket a little bit, stay looking downfield, and deliver balls. And that's one of the big things we focused on this summer, trying to work through, be able to get myself to stay in there, have trust in my guys up front, and make plays downfield.
What do you look at when in strong arm, you lightning bolt on your left arm over there? And throwing the ball, sometimes it seems like you're all fastball there.
Yeah, it's a tough situation. Sometimes I get antsy with it. I see guys come wide open, and it gets me going, lights me up, and want to be like, oh, put the ball on him, And that's the thing. We have talks with Coach K. He settle down, put the ball, throw it out for him, let it go under it, and get it. And it's just one of those where you have to realize the situation you're in, the type of ball that needs to be placed at that time, and to be able to deliver it.
And we've seen that progression through the year. I guess it was last week or the week before. You had a couple of routes and you hear the cliche of you threw the receiver open. All right, and so he's covered up. You throw the ball to a spot, and he's crossing over to go get it. Is that one of the things, that timing type of pattern you guys work on?
Oh, yes, sir, definitely. That's a big factor in it, being able to trust your guys, going out and be able to do it, to be able to have the trust that you can put it in a spot and they can get around the defender and be able to make the play is just a big help.
Datlin, tell me a little bit about the progression of your offensive line this season. Started out, had some younger guys that were on that offensive line, but, I mean, they seem like they're blocking for you really, really well.
Yeah, they're pretty young, so they're mainly all juniors and sophomores. So I mean, nothing you can say about that. I mean, they're exciting to play with, surprising. They still got a lot to learn. They got another year going for them, and I mean, they're doing a pretty good job for me. I mean, I can't complain about it.
They seem, look, every week it seems like they just get stronger and stronger on there, and that helps pay off some of these big runs. All right, so following last week's game on there, what do you come in as senior leaders and say, look, all right, this is what we've got to do to get ourselves back focused, because you travel up to Ouachita to a very solid Lions ball team that just went up put 69 on West Ouachita in that game. So what do you do I know you guys are practicing on Sunday nights as well. What do you do on that first practice and say, okay, guys, here we go?
I would say you kind of just get yourself prepared. You go over the game plan. You got to listen to what you got coming forward. You know the type of team that you're finna play, and you prepare yourself. Go in the game with Ruston, win or lose. It was a tough night for us. It didn't come out the way that we wanted to, and you got to move on for that, move on to the next week, and start looking ahead. And I would say that Ruston's a really good ball team. They got great players. They're trained to do what they're trying to do, and you got to get over games like that, get to the next week, and prepare yourself and get ready to play.
Datlin, what do you do as you get yourself ready, making the most of your senior season, going week to week? What does a Sunday through Thursday look like for Datlin?
Get prepared for the playbook and get ready to run some tempo. I think moving fast during drives really succeed and help us score. So that's what we work on.
Did you have to get in a different kind of shape for that up-tempo offense? I know over the summer you guys work at it as well, but you move at a pretty good pace.
Yes, sir. I mostly, think about it mentally, knowing what I'm doing, my assignment, my job, pass blocking, running the ball, stuff like that.
We heard from Jimmy Duncan a couple of weeks ago on there too, and it's just learning from you guys. The younger players really look up to you. How's it feel knowing that you're leaving that legacy? Because there's been a solid group, a very solid group of running backs before you, and there's some more that are coming up behind that, and they just want to get better at blocking. They want to get better vision and seeing the hole on there too. So what do you do from that?
I try to set a good example. I watch a lot of film. I watch a lot of guys before me, see what they did, the defense they played against, and I watch a lot of it. And I try to get better at it every single day. I'm always in the class, do my schoolwork, and then watch a lot of football.
That's good stuff.
Watch a lot of defense, how they play with fronts and stuff. I kind of predict the play before I actually run the play sometimes. So
look, that's wisdom at its finest right there. Taylor Johnson comes into the game, and he runs the ball well. How is it? We haven't seen him a lot this year either, or in the past on there. So what do you look at for his future too?
I think he's going to be another powerful back in the backfield. He runs hard. You just got to keep his head up and work on more vision. I tell him that all the time. Keep your head up. He kind of runs with his head down, and you got to see where you're going.
That's great leadership coming from you up there. We ask this question every week. How is it going against that defense every day that you guys have across there? Coach Mercer and that group.
Bryce talks a lot of trash and stuff like that. But
Does he still bring his sleeping bag?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Still does that.
We still share the sleeping bag. No, I would say going against our defensive practice every week, it does nothing but make us better, Getting to go against competition like that every single day, that if you can produce against guys like that, then you have a great shot to produce against guys anywhere in the state.
You talked about Coach Bachman getting aggravated sometimes and all of that. Do you take a little bit of joy knowing? Because I know during practice you can frustrate Coach Mercer. over there on that defense when you guys are successful. And so you got how is that? Could you go see him? He gets animated in practice, I know.
Yeah, it's really dependent on the day. Some days defense wins, some days offense wins, and they share their days. It's whenever our offense loses, it's more worse for us than it is for defense. I'd say that.
What kind of chemistry have you guys? I mean, this senior season, this is a time of your life. You guys having a good time with it?
It's amazing getting to go out every day next to the guys who you've been around the whole 4 years you've been in high school. They put in the same that you had to. All the summer workouts, having to put hard work, blood, sweat, and tears in, and just knowing that you get to go out there with them guys every Friday and get to put that same effort in that you've been given all the time just makes it a big difference.
Well, that's good stuff. Datlin, I know having a lot of success this year, again, closing in on 1,000 yards. Before you started this season, did you give any thoughts to that at all about what it's like to go out and have maybe a 1,000-yard season?
Yes, sir. Actually, my goal was 2,500.
We got to hurry. We just got to get deep in the playoffs. Then that's what we got to do. That's a good goal, and winning that final game of the season, that's one that everybody strives for. I know anytime we've talked to coach and the players beforehand, it's 1 week at a time, and so we look forward to that Ouachita game tomorrow night before we get back home with the Rebels the following week. So glad that you guys stopped in, and we'll let you go back and get to your cheese fries if there's any still left, Joe.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if they're gone. It looked like Eric might have got into your cheese fries over there. So appreciate it. Datlin Cunningham joining us. You see him. He's number 3 on the field. Of course, Joe Bordelon, number 4 quarterback and running back for the Trojans. And we look forward to calling their name a lot tomorrow night. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're going to get head coach Thomas Bachman back over here, and we'll roll into another segment. You are watching the Thomas Bachman Show, brought to you by Sadler's Towings, live from Walk-Ons on 4.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
The 2022 Time Dealer of the Year, Bob Giles, is now the new Hyundai dealer in Senla. Out of 16,000 new car dealers nationwide.
Hi, I'm Bob Giles, and I promise our team at the all-new Giles Hyundai will do everything possible to live up to the high standards that earned us this most prestigious honor. And with the utmost enthusiasm, we greatly look forward to serving you.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family. For all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, Apparel and Promotions in Pineville.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
And we're back live here on a Thursday night edition of the Thomas Bachman Show here from Walk-Ons. Chuck, getting that echo in here too. If we can, there you go. See, just got to jump. My producer, I learned I have to politely do that because he can mute, he can turn off. He can
he controls it.
Look,
he controls it. You better be cordial and respectful. You hear this, respect in this, beautiful.
You got to watch that, absolutely. So anyway, we're back here. Great job. Spent some time with
I didn't hear you
with
very
Cunningham
well.
and boy, right? I know that's how it goes. And Bordelon and
two impressive kids, aren't they?
You got a couple others.
Got a bunch of them. I mean that.
Very,
I mean that's that.
very
We say that every week, but yeah, it's really it's fortunate that you get to show up even when the days are long, and it's not always easy. It's not always just straight enjoyable, and sometimes it's some hard days, but you're very fortunate to get to coach these kids.
We talk a lot about body language, and every time it doesn't matter if it's after a win or if it's after a loss, they've still got that, we're ready for the next game, we're going on and to the next level, let's go face the next battle.
Yes, they do.
And that's the kind of drive
it's coming. Tomorrow's coming. I believe Coach Denny told me one time, I don't know whether he told me or he preached the message, hey, life don't wait on the wounded. It keeps moving on, and you got to get yourself up off the mat, up off the floor. It's just not going to wait on you. So I just always, that's something that's always stuck with me. He said a bunch of things to me through the years but that's something, hey, life's not going to wait on the wounded. So, we were back in there on Saturday morning, and, obviously it stings. You turn on the film, there's no redos. It's like, man, just so many, if this and, man, I wish I had that back, or this situation or that play, or just so many different things, but there are no redos. So,
and that's, we've talked about it over and over, Coach, and you've made it a point to say this, that you're guaranteed 10. Is all that you're guaranteed.
Got to earn it after that.
Without a doubt. I think we're sitting in the way too early power ratings around number 16 right now, which is a good place to be if you're not in the top 8 because it guarantees you a home game. 24 teams make the playoffs, and I know you don't like to look at any of that right now.
There's plenty of opportunity in front of us to go earn the positioning that we would like to be. You never know how the bracket's going to fall, so you can do all that bracket watching that you.
That's what we're paid to do.
Yeah, no doubt. But I'm just saying, you don't. I mean, the last game that goes final and the scores get entered on
everything changes.
week 10 and. All it takes is one team, and then the lineup gets shuffled, and so to sit there and try and figure out who and
you've already
or
seen
hope
a number
for
of
this or hope for that. Yeah, that's right. We've seen a lot, and it'll be a quality opponent in round one for sure.
Well, and you look over
a lot of district ball.
The one thing that you can talk about the select and non-select, we've often talked about. You want a solid 24. Solid group that make the playoffs that you want to play because you want to battle out and see who the number one team is. Now, there are a lot of great teams
look through those,
that'll be in select and non-select.
Yeah, you look through those names of the select bracket, and it's some great programs.
Storied programs in there.
Throw a dart, hit one, you're going to have to play somebody good.
That's exactly right. So, and that's what this type of a schedule gets you
long
ready
way
for.
to go. We got to handle our business.
Well, district game number one is all that's behind you. That's
nothing's guaranteed. Yeah, it's a long way to go. Playoffs are coming, when November rolls around. But, we've got some great programs that we're fixing to put a ball down with here over the next couple of weeks. And, focus on all that will take care of itself. We got to take care of tomorrow night.
How's this week of practice going for you? I know that it starts on Sunday evenings because you guys play freshman and JV ball on Monday nights. We'll talk about that in a moment.
So,
but tell me about how the practice
kids were out of school Monday and Tuesday this week, so we brought them in. We went 10 o'clock Monday and Tuesday, and then, so Monday after we got practice, we actually didn't go on Sunday. I mean, these last – so 4 of the last 5 weeks we've had to make, an hour and a half, 2-hour trip on Monday night, which means we're feeding them as soon as school's over. We're getting dressed, we're getting on a bus, and you're traveling 2 hours. Well, Monday Ouachita had to come to us, so we don't have that. Plus the kids were out of school, so we're kind of in a different part of our schedule right now, where now we can take Sunday night and do it Monday afternoon because we were at home Monday. We got to go across the river to Pineville next Monday, and then the following Monday we're at home again, so we don't have that travel, as far as freshman and JV.
And you talk about those freshman and JV games, Coach. That's a few. I mean, we've watched a lot of these young men that are out there battling today that cut their teeth on that freshman and JV game. Tell me a little bit about those two groups.
We've played some really good, as good as schedule as we've played in freshman and JV ball. Of course, I think we've talked about on here. We've been down to St. Thomas More. We went up to North DeSoto and played Coach Dunn. We went to Ruston last Monday. We had Ouachita at our place. We're going to play Pineville and West Monroe. Trying to, I think it's unfortunate that you have to travel 2 hours to play quality JV and freshman ball where the kids are getting a full game experience. But if it's what you got to do, then it's what you got to do. It makes it hard on the I know that's difficult on the staff, getting in, and you got a whole night of wash, and then Tuesday morning they're right back in the building, and you're rolling. But I think it's going to serve us over the long haul of our program, and it's something we want to continue to look at.
Well, you get them used to playing quality opponents, and that's
it's
a way of life.
It's been good for us. It's been good for us. Sometimes, we've won our fair share. We've come up short, and we've been disappointed in a few of them. And I think it's important to expose those guys that there's ball that's another level out there. And if you want to compete on the state level, you're gonna have to step your game up. This off season, you're gonna have to train and allow yourself to be developed if you want to play. To beat up on people that you're better than, or I just think you can create a false sense of security, and so it served us in both ways.
Right, and you've often seen, and a number of contributors this year, younger guys that should be cutting their teeth, freshmen and JV.
Yeah, a freshman recovered the opening onside kick last Friday night in a pretty big ball game against one of the better teams in our state. So we don't really care what grade they're in if they can play and they can contribute. There's roles to be had, and obviously that Jay Frazier, a freshman, recovers the opening kick of last Friday night's game. You think back to Natchitoches Central. I can think of Caden Eckstein and Xavier White. The two making the tackle on the opening kickoff at Natchitoches Central. There's been a lot of them contribute.
Look, Eckstein's excited. We saw him in that jamboree that you played at Pineville.
Yep.
Just running the football at quarterback.
Yeah, and versatile.
JK really got it. Yeah,
they're versatile. There's a lot of positions as obviously Joe's graduating and figuring that position out as we go forward. I mean, he's a kid that certainly can play multiple roles, in our program. And that's really what you're looking for. You're looking for kids that are football players and that love to compete. Those are the ones you want out there. And then we can figure out whether you're a linebacker or a tight end or a quarterback or a safety or a corner. I mean,
we've still got 9 more games with Joe this year, so we're gonna.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm not trying to get, but I'm.
You're right. No, but that's right. You always.
I wish
you
I
have
could keep
to.
him. I wish we could keep him longer than that. But these freshman and JV games serve a purpose as we move forward. I get really, really frustrated and really aggravated. I think the coaches and the kids, I can't stand to hear people say, it's just a freshman game. It's just a JV game. No, it's not. It's important that they learn to win and learn to compete. And learn the structure of football and special teams, and even if it's not perfect, they're learning, those situations. Amazing how many kids you get in high school that don't know the difference in the rules of when you're kicking off and when you're down in a punt, and when the ball's live and when it's not live. And if you don't put them in those situations, when are they going to learn?
You talk about these young guys, though,
and it's aggravating because we don't do enough of it around here.
You don't have to look back very many seasons and see some freshmen, some younger guys that made impacts that are now playing, one at TCU and one at LSU.
Yeah,
those games, one out at Stanford. I mean, it's just
we've had a lot of them that have contributed and done a lot of great things. Yes, of course, those guys are just spectacular as far as the gifting that God gave them.
Right.
They allowed themselves to be developed. But, yes, they played a lot of ball for us for a long time.
We're going to take our final break of the evening, I do believe, rolling around. When we come back, I think I saw – or did they leave on us already? They must have went to the fair. No, they went – oh, they're still over there. All right, we'll get into that, and we'll take a couple of players. I think I saw Gary Matthews and I saw Eric Jones that are over there. And so good to see Gary back, too. I know he was hobbled the first 2 or 3 games, and good to see him back up and playing in there. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, we've got another couple of segments on this one. We'll talk to Coach Bachman. We'll talk to the 2 players that are here. Coach, we'll have you on and bring them in as well. So we can all do that. It's going to be an exciting last few minutes of this show. Don't go anywhere. We are live from Walk-Ons. This is the Thomas Bachman Show, brought to you by Sadler's Towings. We'll be right back.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Tell me about that day.
There was a huge assembly, and then he came to the gym and he announced it.
I would like to honor a warrior that is right here.
I was diagnosed with Wilms tumor kidney cancer.
Colin McGee. We're going to fly you and your family to Universal Studios in Los Angeles to meet Adam Levine. Yes!
I got there, and then we went to Santa Monica Pier, and the water felt good, and I found a bunch of cool rocks. And then we went to The Voice the next day. I got to meet Adam Levine after the show, which was amazing.
I'm Bob Giles, and I believe every business should give back. Join me at gilesgivesback.com.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin, an idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
If you could fly, you can play hide and go seek in the cloud. I want to be a pilot. So you can see the whole entire world. If you could fly, you could see the whole world whenever you want.
You're really gonna go on a plane with a pilot. Seriously. Your dream's gonna come true.
Please join us in supporting Dreams Come True of Louisiana. Donate today at gilesgivesback.com.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family. For all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, Apparel and Promotions in Pineville.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone, day or night, wherever you are or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
The 2022 Time Dealer of the Year, Bob Giles, is now the new Hyundai dealer in Cenla. Bob earned the industry's most prestigious award out of 16,000 new car dealers nationwide.
Hi, I'm Bob Giles, and I promise our team at the all-new Giles Hyundai will do everything possible to live up to the high standards that earned us this most prestigious honor. And with the utmost enthusiasm, we greatly look forward to serving you.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
There was a huge assembly, and then he came to the gym and he announced it.
I would like to honor a warrior that is right here.
I was diagnosed with Wilms tumor kidney cancer.
Colin McGee. We're going to fly you and your family to Universal Studios in Los Angeles to meet Adam Levine. Yes!
I got there, and then we went to Santa Monica Pier, and the water felt good, and I found a bunch of cool rocks, and then we went to The Voice the next day. I got to meet Adam Levine after the show, which was amazing.
I'm Bob Giles, and I believe every business should give back. Join me at gilesgivesback.com.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be over.
We are back to walk-ons another Thursday night, Coach, and as I had mentioned earlier, that next couple of weeks have us on different dates, if that's all right.
I'm following your lead.
We'll be on Tuesday night the next couple of weeks on here, and have, goodness, this big one against Ouachita tomorrow. Coach, what do you do now? It's been 3 weeks since you've been on the road, so you jump back into your rhythm where you try to do as much as you can, leave where it gives you time just to get up there and play?
Yeah, well, that'll be our routine, and part of it is that I don't want to pull them out of school where they miss a bunch of class time, because then that can spill over into the next week where they're making up classwork or making up tests. I mean, they are student athletes, student first, so, and then it gets into your practice time and all that stuff. So the less class they miss, the better for the better for our structure and our routines, even spilling over into next week. And we'll eat pregame meal at the school. They will miss an hour of school last period, and we'll pack our travel bags. We'll eat. We'll get on the bus. We'll go. Enough time to get off the bus, use the restroom, stretch your legs, whatever it is you got to do, and then it won't be long for you in warm-ups and playing the game. And that's kind of what we've done here these last few years, and kind of like it. Obviously, always willing to change if there's a better way to do things. But the locker room it's a really nice field house that Ouachita has, but it's not. It is a visiting locker room. It's not like it's our own space. So, space is limited. So you don't want to just get up there and be cramped the whole time.
When you do get up there, of course, we'll be going against one of the premier backs in the state. He's, I think, about 1,300 yards rushing on the season. On there, had a big game last week against
explosive,
West Ouachita
quick,
in that one.
Sees it, breaks tackles. Yeah, he's fun to watch. I mean, it's another one, like our league is, just full of great players, and he's certainly one of the best in our league. Quarterback is also one that can beat you with his feet and hold you accountable. And Coach Garvin and those guys do a really good job of formation and giving you a lot to prepare for, and throw it, enough to where, you really have to make sure that you're prepared for that.
You can't just crash the box on them every
Correct.
time because they can go over the top.
And they have guys out on the edge. You can't fall asleep. I think the tight end's about 6'7", big old kid, and they're good across the front. They're a good football team, both sides of the ball, a good football team, and playing at home. That's always, everybody likes to play at home. So I think this is the third game they've been at home for
weeks from here of home and away on there. And it's always tough to go up to Ouachita. Anytime you're going up to northeast Louisiana and playing, whether you're going to Ruston or you're going to West Monroe or wherever you're going up there, it's just a heavy smash mouth type of football that's up there.
Yeah, they do a good job. They do a good job. We hadn't got one on the road from these guys through the years, to be honest with you. We talked about that a little bit, as a staff, just, going on the road and getting one against the Northeast Louisiana crew that we've been in the district with now for quite a while.
Right.
So, we got an opportunity in front of us tomorrow against a really quality team that's played great competition too. You look at who they've played. They've put a ball down with Rummel and Brother Martin and Conway, Arkansas, and Neville, and so they're battle tested, and they've seen great football week in and week out with who they've played and what they've done. So a lot of respect for Coach Garvin.
Well, everybody in this area, and I saw the 2-5A group has done that as well. Your schedule beefed up a lot. We've seen Ruston always play. Ruston will play anybody that's out there. Ouachita's beefed up theirs.
It's week in and week out. People are putting it down and having to play good football to win a game, and that is what they've done. Just throughout the district, it's quality competition, playing quality competition. When you look and you get these games, it's like, man, this is good football that you're having to prepare for. Both sides, when you're breaking them down, you can see other teams attacking them, and they're the way that they're. It's just good football. I was trying to figure out a way to explain that to people that are listening, but
they've seen the ones that watch the show have seen it through the years, and they can go back and watch last season's Ouachita game. Although I don't want to, but I've got to pay off a little wager that I made in that game, so I'll have to broadcast the game from that whatever color
that
red
punt
they
was
have.
A no, yes to no in a hurry last year.
Yeah, Yeah, it was, man, and it just seems like week after week, Coach, that it's just, you remember that game and what happened there, what a thriller that was.
It's
and
a
you
couple
remember
plays.
this game and what a thriller it was.
It's a couple plays.
Yeah, is all it is. And that's what makes this run through this football season as special as it is. Defensively, what do you see from the Lions?
Benji does a great job, longtime defensive coordinator at Neville, a lot of state championships underneath his belt, a lot of big games underneath his belt, multiple, kids that, can lock up and play man coverage. They don't mind playing one-on-one. They feel good about the players that they have, and, they're a job to do that. And, when you can do that, then you can bring some pressure, and they certainly do that as well as anybody, and they do a good job of just mixing things and trying to take away what you know that they're going to have you schemed really well,
right,
and what your tendencies are, and they're going to make you earn the things that you do that are the core of what you do. They're going to make you earn it, and that's what you see when you turn on the film. I mean that Coach Garvin's got that thing going.
Well, we're excited about it. Don't forget, the pregame will begin at 6:30. If you're unable to make the trip up to Northeast Louisiana, we invite you to tune in at 6:30 for our pregame. Kickoff will be at 7 o'clock like it is. Coach, we'll take a moment before the game and come down and visit with you.
Always enjoy that. Looking forward to it. It means we're close to kickoff.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Getting there, of course, we'll have our Ernie's keys to the game. We'll see if he's able to get our ship righted on that with the keys to the game on there. It's been a great evening here for you. Big thanks out to all the people that made it out tonight. That dang fair is in town, and that date night out at the fair. So I don't know if I've been to the fair in 37 years. I think it's been a long time since we've been out there. But that just means it's football season. We're excited, Dad. Guys, join us tomorrow night. Again, the link is there. You go to 446sports.com, and you can click on the high school tab. It'll drop down, select Ash, and you'll see a link to the game. Or just like and subscribe our YouTube channel. That is by far the easiest way to do it. Closing in on 300 subscribers on there, and blessed to have each and every one of them. Coach, excited about tomorrow night. I know you guys got to get out of here, get some rest, and get ready to go tomorrow. So we're going to wrap this one up. But as always, thanks for what you do and sharing a little bit of your football season with us.
Right back at you. I always enjoy it.
Here you go. Head Coach Thomas Bachman. Of course, big shout out to Joe that came in and Cunningham that made it here as well. We're going to have to work on getting Gary and Eric on here, because they just kind of sat there and ate all of Cunningham's cheese fries and Joe's food. So that was, look, he's still getting into it. He giggles is what he does a lot of. I see that. So join us tomorrow night. It's going to be a lot of fun. We will be live from Ouachita. It'll be the Trojans and the Lions doing battle. Join us tomorrow night. For everyone that made it here, big shout out to Chuck. Thank you for all the work that you do. And that'll wrap things up for us tonight. I got lost somewhere in my closeout on there. Guys, we'll see you tomorrow night. You have been watching the Thomas Bachman Show live from Walk-Ons right here on 446 Sports.